السلام عليكم. يبدو إنه البرزنتيشن حقتي, it seems that my presentation was not loaded as it was like a fine for my delay. My apologies for my delay. I'll be talking, I'm different, my skin are green from Dr. Ali and Dr. Abdul Latif and Mrs. Nawal. I'm from the private sector, not related to education. Today we brought up a concern that we want to address with education gurus. We want to talk today about learning for leading. We want to see leaders. We don't want to see physics gurus or people who are math geeks. That will not help in the full picture. They might be excellent as 0.5% in the outcome of the education system, but we don't want math geeks and physics geeks and only. We want people who understand the whole ecosystem of the social structure of the country. I think we are coming up with, want to start with some history point where we had a social trend when education started in 1926. A formal education started in Saudi Arabia in 1926. At that time, students used to go to mosques to learn how to write and read. And then after that, they would head to the market. The market means it's the educational source of development, economy, social, all of the above. Yeah, okay, thank you. So, yeah. Okay. Now you really hate me. Okay, good, good. So this is how our school used to look like at approximately 30-ish, 1930-something. This is a formal school. Our first Ministry of Education, our first Minister of Education was the late custodian of two holy mosques, King Fahd ibn Abdul Aziz, and that was around 1954. And that was the next one. Yeah, that's the kids going out from school, going to the market. Why? They are getting a real touch of trade, commerce, and all of the above. It was in one place, which is the market. Next slide, yeah. And also, at that time, our kids used to learn English. You see on the board says day, month, year. And also, the same trend continued, school, market, shape, entrepreneurs, skills. Nowadays, kids finish from school and head directly for their iPads, their gadgets, and PlayStation 3 and all that. So we have a gap. We have a gap at that level. We don't have an institutional entrepreneurial development centers or structures to fill in the gap where students used to get this information from the market. Now it's not accessible anymore. So we have to add addressing or requesting our educational gurus here to implement ways of spreading or passing practical examples of to these kids. So to close this gap in skills like communication, understanding business structure. 76% of Saudi population are youth, out of which we have 5 million in K-12. So 5 million, that's the product in the process of educational system that we will be receiving later. in 5, 10, 15 years, these people will be joining the workforce or will be joining the business environment. Out of these kids, we have a tremendous number of leaders, but how can we pinpoint these leaders? We need, in these classes, for example, or in this class, we have at least 2 or 3 leaders, maybe born or maybe made, we don't know. It's maybe a big mix of both, but we have to give them the opportunity to lead during their K-12 journey. We will not pinpoint or notify or notice these leaders unless we put them into the test. We give them more of opportunities to test their leadership skills. Doing so will achieve sustainability. Sustainability, it's not only one word, it's sustainable education, sustainable culture, sustainable economy, sustainable development, and sustainable social structure. What do we expect if we give the opportunity to young leaders in every sector, for example? We will be creating a whole ecosystem that would stimulate entrepreneurs. Stimulating culture of self-employment that would stabilize the unemployment and stabilize the economy in general. Develop an educational system producing more individuals with cutting-edge skills, and implementing an international best practices is a plus. We will be, or the goals to be reached, we will have an entrepreneur-friendly ecosystem. It will solve our unemployment worries and keep our youth busy exploring ways to build their country by switching their focus from academic domain to the actual work and business domain. Our key players, we shorted list. I'm trying to shortlist the key players for the past 2 weeks. I ended up with 3 or 4 key players. 3 of them are educational institution, which consist of THC, Tatweer, and also Ministry of Education. For example, the education institution, policies, curriculum, teacher training, government bodies, the ultimate umbrella for information, financial support, and linking other programs together. Investors to adopt youth entrepreneurial ideas and provide training and realistic work environment with practical experience. This is some of the entrepreneurs development institutions that we are some of them are private and some of them are governmental. This is like 10% of the entrepreneur support centers or institutions in Saudi Arabia. We are proud to have these in Saudi Arabia operating. And we'll talk about one of these programs, which we have the godfather of this program, Sheikh Abdurrahman Al-Juraisi, with us here. It's a Mubadir program. It's a successful story about Mubadir. Mubadir has launched a venture competition. It's a 60-second elevator pitch. 60-second elevator pitch in Saudi Arabia was not, or does not exist. It just existed last June. Why? Because the community was not able to adopt such experience. And people are afraid that somebody might steal their ideas and implement it, which we assured them that it's not going to happen because most of the ideas comes from one person because of previous experiences in the field or in their field. This is, for example, a young entrepreneur who suffered from not finding the right books in university, and he came up with the idea to rent the boxes and try to consolidate or keep the boxes, the academic boxes, books for his friends and colleagues in the university. So Mubadir is a sourcing program, is an entrepreneur sourcing program, aims to consolidate and stimulate entrepreneurial culture in youth community between entrepreneurs and financiers. And this is how the judges look like, and it puts the entrepreneur under the spotlight to be visible for investors. And we have some examples of Saudi entrepreneurs not related to Mubadir program, but we are proud of them. For example, we have Abdullah Al-Zamil. Abdullah Al-Zamil, he started his company 5+ years ago, and he's the founder of the project SME, which selected in the top list of 50 commercial projects technically emerging in the world by World Bank. SME is social network mobile. He have 300,000 subscribers through SMS. Next entrepreneur, we have Ghada Baagil. Ghada Baagil, she's a YBI, Youth Business International Entrepreneur of the Year, 2009. And she got her award based on her project, Al Madina Autism Center, which offers services like care, support, and advice, and training for autistic children and their families. Next, we have Mr. Imad Al-Dughaither. Imad Al-Dughaither also, I think he's partner, educational, one of the pillars of education. I don't know Imad personally, but he's an icon in Saudi Arabia. He's the founder and owner of Semanur. His project was technical project of a national service of education and curricula in Saudi Arabia, and benefited from his website more than 150,000 teachers and about 2 million subscribers. Next, we have Amani Ajlan. Amani Ajlan, she is she is a distinct entrepreneur of Mubadir program. Ala Ajlan she's a social worker. She's working in National Family Safety Program. She developed an application, an iPad application and iPhone application to teach children unwanted or unpleasant touches and how to act or how to react against these touches and the attempt of any sexual harassment. So why Saudi entrepreneurs are special? Saudi entrepreneurs are privileged to be Saudis because they have an ambition and motivation and receiving a substantial and exceptional government and non-government support in education and training. Many of them have got experience in practical skills result of their work in multinational companies. Our message today, we invite or we want to discover potential capabilities of Saudi entrepreneurs. Saudi entrepreneurs are, or the government of Saudi Arabia have spent a lot of money educating them. We, as a private sector, believe that they might have to increase their skills in the work environment. We want, or we ask our colleagues and friends of the United States from the multinational companies in Saudi Arabia to try and hire Saudi employees, try to partner with them or with the Saudi partners. You will notice that the government of Saudi Arabia have spent a lot of money on them. So thank you very much.